Hey everybody, I hope you're having a wonderful afternoon. I wanted to do a follow-up to the video I did talking about ruminations. So I came across an article in Healthline and I wanted to go over different things having to do with rumination and ways to cope. So what is rumination? Has your head ever been filled with one single thought or a string of thoughts that just keep repeating and repeating themselves? The process of continuously thinking about the same thought, which tends to be sad or dark, is called rumination. A habit of rumination can be dangerous to your mental health as it can prolong or intensify depression as well as impair your ability to think and process emotions. It may also cause you to feel isolated and can in reality push people away. What causes ruminating? People ruminate for a variety of reasons. According to the American Psychological Association, some common reasons for rumination include belief that by ruminating you'll gain insight into your life or a problem, having a history of emotional or physical trauma, or facing ongoing stressors that can't be controlled. Ruminating is also common in people who possess certain personality characteristics, such as perfectionism, neuroticism, and an excessive focus on one's relationship with others. You might have a tendency to overvalue your relationships with others, so much so that you'll make large personal sacrifices to maintain your relationships, even if it's not working for you. Tips for addressing ruminating thoughts. Once you get stuck in a ruminating thought cycle, it can be hard to get out of it. If you do enter a cycle of such thoughts, it's important to stop them as quickly as possible to prevent them from becoming more intense. As when a ball is rolling downhill, it's easier to stop the ruminating thoughts when they first start rolling and have less speed than when they've gathered speed over time. So, let's talk about tips here of things you can do to help yourself. One of them is distracting yourself. When you realize you're starting to ruminate, finding a distraction can break your thought cycle. Look around you, quickly choose something else to do, and don't give it a second thought. Consider calling a friend or a family member, doing chores around your house, watching a movie, drawing a picture, reading a book, or walking around your neighborhood. Number 2 on here, it says plan to take action. Instead of repeating the same negative thought over and over again, take the thought and make a plan to take action to address it. In your head, outline each step you need to take to address the problem or write it down on a piece of paper. Be as specific as possible and also realistic with your expectations. Doing this will disrupt your rumination. It will also help you move forward in an attempt to get a negative thought out of your head once and for all. The next one is take action. Once you've outlined a plan of action to address your ruminating thoughts, take one small step to address the issue. Refer to the plan you made to solve the problem you've been obsessing over. Move forward with each step slowly and incrementally until you put your mind at ease. The next one is question your thoughts. We often ruminate when we think we've made a major mistake or when something traumatic has happened to us that we feel responsible for. If you start ruminating on a troubling thought, try putting your repetitive thought in perspective. Thinking more about how your troubling thought might not be accurate may help you to stop ruminating because you realize the thought makes little sense. The next one is readjust your life goals. Perfectionism and unrealistic goal setting can lead to rumination. If you set goals that are unrealistic, you may start to focus on why and how you haven't reached a goal or what you should have done to have reached it. Setting more specific goals that you're capable of achieving can reduce the risk of overthinking your own actions. Work on enhancing your self-esteem. Many people who ruminate report difficulties with self-esteem. In fact, lack of self-esteem can be associated with increased rumination. It's also been linked with increased risks of depression. Enhancement of self-esteem can be accomplished in many ways. For instance, building on existing strengths can add to a sense of mastery, which can enhance self-esteem. Some people may choose to work on an enhancement of self-esteem in psychotherapy. As you enhance your self-esteem, self-efficacy may also be enhanced. You may find that you're better able to control rumination. Next here is try meditation. Meditating can reduce rumination because it involves clearing your mind to arrive at an emotionally calm state. When you find yourself with a repeating loop of thoughts in your mind, seek out a quiet space, sit down, breathe deeply, and focus on nothing but breathing. Next is understand your triggers. Each time you find yourself ruminating, make a mental note of the situation you're in. This includes where you are, what time of day it is, what's around you, or anyone, and what you've been doing that day. Developing ways to avoid or manage these triggers can reduce your rumination. Next is talk to a friend. Ruminating thoughts can make you feel isolated. Talk about your thoughts with a friend who can offer an outside perspective. It may help increase to break the cycle. Be sure to speak with a friend who can give you that perspective rather than ruminate with you. And then try therapy. If your ruminating thoughts are taking over your life, you may want to consider therapy. A therapist can help you identify why you're ruminating and how to address the problems at their core.